I would like to welcome the members of Better Finance who are joining us today at this International Investors Conference on empowering minority shareholders and advancing individual investors' rights. Especially to congratulate Guillaume Prache, just appointed yesterday new president of Better Finance. He has a long background as managing director of this organization. And to Jela, lawyer, good German lawyer, and vice president of the organization. Another vice president is missing, who is? Oh, Florian. Congratulations. Thank you very much. Congratulations. Well, I would especially like to highlight the presence of Aleksandra Mączyńska as well. Aleksandra, managing director now of Better Finance, is an organization, as you know, with headquarters in Brussels. And Aleksandra is dealing with all the daily business, very efficient. Mark Norway is the chairman of the World Federation of Investors. And Florian Beckermann, director general of the Austrian Shareholders Association. Jela Benenhacker, senior advisor of the Foreign Affairs of DSW, as well as representative of the European Parliament, senior officials from the financial and business sectors, and spokespersons for associations such as ADICAE, who is present here, DSW, and AEMEC, Spanish Association, and each of the keynote speakers from different locations in Europe and the United States, and members of the panel discussions focus on empowering individual shareholders in annual general meetings, which is one of the most interesting things we do, and advancing collective redress for Euro shareholders, who is a very old reivindication we have a long time ago, frankly speaking, now obtained. So congratulations. Well, the directive has to be implemented in Spain. The defense of minority shareholder rights, and of course, our presence as well of Emma and Lecumberri, representative of the Labour Party in Spain. The defense of minority shareholders' rights is a fundamental issue in the field of corporate law and corporate governance. These shareholders who lack control over the company decisions due to their limited stake are particularly vulnerable to abuse for majority shareholders or the board of directors. At Cremades, CalvoSotelo, and the Spanish Association of Minority Shareholders Listed Companies, AEMEC, we have been leaders in Spain in defending minority shareholder rights in such important cases as those involving, for instance, Madoff, a long time ago, Acciona, Lukoil, Endesa, Banco Popular, Bankia, Talgo, Repsol in Argentina, case Vaca Muerta, and among many others. Iberdrola, many others, you know very well these cases. Behind this commitment to minority shareholders is the defense of the dignity of the individual and the families who invest their assets in an exercise in the democratization of the economy. And of course, the defense of the market economy, competition, and access for all sectors of society to the productive system and the generation of wealth through enterprise and business initiative. This major international Better Finance event held at the headquarters of Cremades CalvoSotelo is a way for us as lawyers and professionals at this prestigious law firm to reconnect with our purpose, business and institutions through the law, to contribute to a more just, free, and secure society. Together, we contribute to improving and strengthening the quality of legal institutions for the defense of minority shareholder rights and good corporate governance as a fundamental part of the rule of law. Finally, let me remind you that this Cremades and CalvoSotelo auditorium holds a very important symbolic value for us. This is a space we created together with the World Law Foundation to host and promote important global initiatives for the defense of the rule of law. When we inaugurated this place, we were joined by His Majesty, the King of Spain, Felipe VI, the first jurist king in history. And over the past few months, we have hosted major events with the participation of jurists such as U.S. Supreme Court Justice Sonia Sotomayor, a woman in the first progressive justice in the States, the President of the German Federal Constitutional Court, European commissioners, presidents, as former presidents of several countries and civil rights advocates in the States, such Andrew Young, Mayor of Atlanta, and Martin Luther King, closest collaborator, and some of the most prominent jurists from all continents. I mean, professors of law, judge, lawyers, that's to say, not only lawyers, as well justice, etc. Today, as we reflect on institutional improvements to defend the rights of minority shareholders, I want to remind you, as His Majesty King Felipe VI did, that the rule of law cannot do everything, but without it, nothing good is possible. Nothing good is possible. Only under the rule of law can human beings live in peace and freedom. Without respect for the law, there is no coexistence or democracy, but rather insecurity and arbitrariness. Faithful to this vocation to contribute to the noble cause of strengthening the rule of law, and at Cremades CalvoSotelo would like to welcome the members of Better Finance and the World Federation of Investors are joining us today at this International Investors Conference on empowering minority shareholders and advocacy individual investors' rights. Thank you very much. You have, Aleksandra, the floor.
Buenos días a todos. Es un placer estar en España y especialmente en Madrid. Me alegra ver cómo nuestras organizaciones miembros AEMEC y ADICAE están cuidando tan bien a los consumidores y accionistas. Mi español no es lo suficiente fluido para discutir los derechos de los accionistas, así que continuaré en inglés. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's a true honor to welcome you today at the Conference on Shareholders' Rights here in Madrid. In a country where, despite the many negative developments in the EU when it comes to shareholders' rights, we are able to give the most shareholder-friendly AGMs award. So Spain offers really a unique and very vibrant setting to delve into nuances of shareholder engagement and the advancement of collective redress mechanisms. I see shareholders' engagement not as a privilege, but as really a right that can give power. And with this power comes responsibility. When we invest in a company, we own part of that company, and we really see ourselves as responsible for how that company grows and progresses. Unfortunately, there are still many elements missing in the EU to enable European shareholders to engage fully and to use their rights fully. And therefore, we are very happy that as Better Finance, we can engage and work together with the European Commission and the European Parliament, and the representative of the European Parliament, José Fernández, is here today with us. So thank you once again for being with us today. And there is the saying that not all heroes wear capes, and nowadays being a direct investor and a shareholder in the EU is very close to that. In 2023, together with our German member organization, DSW, we did a research and a survey of retail investors. And more than 90% of European investors that took part in the survey said that reclaiming withholding procedure tax is overall very difficult. And in close to 70% of cases, the investor incurred substantial costs. So this survey results also show that due to the complexity of the procedure, over 83% of investors do not manage to reclaim withheld tax in another member state. There were some positive developments since 2023. We have seen the faster proposal, and it did include some positive elements, but cross-border investing in the EU is still very challenging. It provides many obstacles to investors. And we are happy to be here today in Madrid. And we would like, together with all of you, share best practices and lessons learned from different jurisdictions. We hope for a very constructive dialogue. We are going to have still a couple of speeches and panel discussions. So we would encourage all of you to engage, to ask questions, to provide also comments to what is being discussed. And hopefully we are also going to be able to commit to some actionable steps that we can, as Better Finance, that level up in Brussels while discussing with the policymakers. So together, I really think we can come with some positive solutions to the challenges that we have already identified that we are going to discuss today. And I wish you all a very fruitful discussions. And I would like to invite the next speaker, Enma Lopez, to the podium. Thank you so much.